Oh, look at this setup. Okay. That's a quick start. Why are you going so fast? Didn't you... Have you seen this position before? Man, White just rattled off that first move like, oh yeah, it's this position. I'm familiar with it. I've played several games with this opening, with this setup. Okay, well, I think I'm going to play the copycat game. Wow. You need to slow down. Well, if I do this, there might be c3, d4. I'm going to go with... Wait a second. No, I could do this. I was thinking knight g5, because this is unprotected. That's usually the first thing I do. Okay, actually, there's 2 points unprotected. a7 and h7. Okay, the bishop is hitting this pawn. Ooh, but wait a second. I think this is very good. Very good. Have to get rid of that bishop. And now there's not going to be any castling on this side of the board. Uh-oh. Now, do I take... or do I support it with my queen? And then something like a Yugoslav attack. Queen e7, pawn push. That seems a bit far-fetched, don't you think? Don't you think that that's far-fetched? Let's just take that guy. I don't want to do that. So now there's no castling in this direction, so he's either going to have to stay put here or go in this direction. In order to castle in this direction, the queen and the bishop need to move. Where would they be moving? Where would they be moving? Let's get my knight out. Was there really going to be a better square than that one? Was there? If this... Oh, White has to be very cautious of the dark squares. That was the good bishop. Maybe I should be pressing forward in the center. Oh, that might be a good idea. No, it also might not be a good idea. I was just ready to do this, but the similar thing would happen to me then. I'm not a big fan of that. How about knight right here, right now? So that if my opponent plays this knight, I could kick it away, and now this bishop can't develop so easily because of the pressure I have on g2. So I think getting rid of my knight on f4 becomes a number one task. But I'm starting to actually not like my decision to play knight f4, but I'm not going to share why, because I have some fear that maybe my opponent might be listening, so I'm not going to give any tips. Ah, okay, what about just kicking this knight away? Let's get him out of there. Whoa, 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 whoa. My heart just skipped a beat there, because there might be the possibility for a knight check, I take, and if there was able to be a queen or even a rook landing on one of these two squares, it'd be mate. Oh, how devastating would that have been? Whoa, there might even be some two-move combo that would be working out. No, there wouldn't. Would there? No, I'll be able to defend if that happens, right? Yeah, they wouldn't do that, would they? It's a they that I'm playing, by the way. I don't play individuals. I play teams. They wouldn't do that. What are they collaborating on right now? That definitely got scary right there. Knight check, takes. Oh, man. That would have been... Oh, that would have stung. Okay. Earlier, by the way, I was fearful... When I played knight f4, I was fearful of d4 right away, breaking at this point, and I felt it uncomfortable to support it with d6 at the time because White would take this rook, and I couldn't take with my queen because I'd be dropping this pawn, and if I took with my king, then I lose the right to castle in either direction. So anyhow, not the case right now. Now my knight could retreat just like their knight retreated. And I'm still looking to castle in what direction. I'll probably end up going kingside. I need to move my queen in order to do that. If I want a queenside castle, I need to move my rook. If the d file opens up, I'd be more inclined, I believe, to castle queenside because it throws my rook right on this file. Now what? 40-second lead for my opponent. I have pressure on this pawn. I didn't realize until just right now. What do you do about that? My bishop is going to see the world soon enough, but I want to first castle. I could do it now since there isn't going to be a bishop a6. My knight is in a pin, however, and I don't like pins. And neither should you. And neither should you. You should not like pins either. No, you shouldn't. This knight's going to play here. What a bug. What a bug. Alright, how about this right now? I can't get out of this pin so easily. I don't want this knight to post here. If the knight posts here, I want to be able to take it. And unless I have another piece that's going to watch over this square, then that wouldn't be available because of the recapture, and a position you don't want to be in is where your pinned piece is being hit from all these different angles. So, what does this mean? What does this mean? Okay, it means right now my knight is feeling a lot of pressure. He does not like that. Not at all. So, let's go here. I want to castle next. Could I just castle and get out of this pin? It's a tight game. 30-second advantage. I just want to castle. I'm definitely wanting to castle kingside. The other thing to point out is if I were to have still gone just a single square, let me castle. If I were to castle, or if I were to just go a single square, I would still have possibilities, more reasonable possibilities of, let's say, oh, let's capture like that, half open file. One square, I retain the option to go queenside. Two squares, I'm really not. Okay, so I have a lot of space. This pawn is unprotected. Where would my knight love to be? Where's his home? Where is his home? Where does he want to reside? Why'd I do that? Why'd I do that? Why did I do that one? I don't have good answers to that. Okay, I have to just start going fast. I was thinking more long term. I want my knight to somehow get here. I don't know how I do that though. Let's double up first. Double those rookies. Ooh. I can't deal with that knight. My queen is now acting like a bishop to box out the knight. I want to remove him. Whoa! First, this knight needs to go, and then my queen needs to come over here to get rid of this queen. Or is there a knight g4 move? Oh, man. Okay, come over here, queen. Your job is now to get rid of this queen. Over here. The pieces that are directly in my territory or even threatening to enter my territory. Oh, they're in a pre-move. They missed that queen move right there. That's a dropped queen right there. My queen is going to... she's tough now. She's having to beat out a pawn here. Queen versus pawn. It's the queen versus pawn trick. Right? Sneaky move right there. Really, anything is going to win. But down a queen. Stuff falls. Stuff falls fast. Ah, it was a tight game up to that point. Real tight. Just wanting to trade. Where are those trades? Push. Looking for stalemate. No stalemate. 1-2. Alright. Good game. Ah, man, was in a pre-move, I guess, or something. Just missed that. The queen sneaking back there to kick out that queen. Let me go back here. Interesting. So I think I was, well, one thing easily missed. You know, you just get into the habit of, oh, I'm just going to fianchetto, but that king is not on its original square. There, I do have that possibility. I think this is something to stay out of the way of. Because now it turns out you have like a fianchettoed rook. He's just out of play. You know, you don't have the option to go queenside castle anymore. And this right here, This is still a little bit scary to me. I have to say, because even the threat to play like knight here, I have to take the threat of queen e3 to c3. It's a little bit awkward to me. I can't move my rook. I can't move this pawn. I can't move this rook, so I'd have to move this pawn. I'm very limited with what my next move would be. But anyhow, even backing up, as soon as I played my knight to f4, I think you have a d4 move to undermine my pawn. And again, if I do d6, I think you take on this square and at least stop me from castling. But you know what? Then again, if your rook takes mine, it's almost like you're uncastled as well. Or like you don't have the option to castle in either direction either. Okay. So anyhow, I think d4 was worth a closer look right here as soon as I posted up on f4. And okay, I'm in an awkward pin for right now. I don't know if there's a better way to maybe exploit this pin. Maybe is d4 move? Well, I guess he'd be dropping this pawn. Could get a little messy, but okay. Castled. I don't have any. I'm really not feeling like I have any problems at this point, so my suggestions are really just further back. My opponent did well to finally get that rook working, going to b1 and coming back. I think f4 at this point is the next potential pawn break to look into, maybe just right now. Actually, instead of bringing the bishop back, why not f4 right now? f4 with maybe even f5 as the idea. And if I take either the rook or pawn, I could see as a recapture. But anyhow, I guess that would be the next pawn break to try and get in. Queen was lost. If the queen takes queen, who stands better? I think there's possibilities for maybe me having a good knight versus a bad bishop, since these guys are on the same color as him, if I could somehow get my knight to this square. I'm not sure. Still be a tough battle if we just had the exchange of queens. Okay. Good game. Let me close out.